Welcome to had6 channel. In this video, we will look into mournful. 19 adjectives with similar meanings will be reviewed in example sentences. Let's get started. Number 1. Forlorn, which means pitifully sad and abandoned or lonely. Forlorn. For example, she looked so forlorn that Maggie's heart lurched. Number 2. Desolate, which means feeling or showing great unhappiness or loneliness. Desolate. For example, I suddenly felt desolate and bereft. Number 3. Doleful, which means expressing sorrow. Doleful. For example, she regarded him with doleful eyes. Number 4. Unhappy, which means not happy. Unhappy. For example, an unhappy childhood. Number 5. Gloomy, which means causing or feeling depression or despondency. Gloomy. For example, gloomy forecasts about the economy. Number 6. Melancholy, which means having a feeling of melancholy. Melancholy. For example, Mozart's exquisitely melancholy clarinet concerto. Number 7. Mirthless, which means of a smile or laugh lacking real amusement and typically expressing irony. Mirthless. For example, his lips twisted into a mirthless grin. Number 8. Tragic, which means suffering extreme distress or sorrow. Tragic. For example, the tragic parents reached the end of their tether. Number 9. Plaintive, which means sounding sad and mournful. Plaintive. For example, a plaintive cry. Number 10. Miserable, which means of a person wretchedly unhappy or uncomfortable. Miserable. For example, I'm too miserable to eat. Number 11. Lugubrious, which means looking or sounding sad and dismal. Lugubrious. For example, his face looked even more lugubrious than usual. Number 12. Plangent, which means of a sound loud and resonant, with a mournful tone. Plangent. For example, from somewhere outside came a plangent keening. Number 13. Sorrowful, which means feeling or showing grief. Sorrowful. For example, she looked at him with sorrowful eyes. Number 14. Somber, which means having or conveying a feeling of deep seriousness and sadness. Somber. For example, he looked at her with a somber expression. Number 15. Elegiac, which means wistfully mournful. Elegiac. For example, she watched repeat serials, fixed on their moody and elegiac characterization. Number 16. Dolorous, which means feeling or expressing great sorrow or distress. Dolorous. For example, a dolorous sigh. Number 17. Dismal, which means of a person or their mood gloomy. Dismal. For example, he had a dismal look in his eyes. Number 18. Sad, which means unhappy. Sad. For example, every one of us felt sad at having to part company. Number 19. Rueful, which means expressing sorrow or regret, especially in a wry or humorous way. Rueful. For example, she gave a rueful grin. If you have better examples in mind, please share them in the comment section below. Also, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe.